What's up, guys? We're out here at Pro Gun Vegas. I wanted to just talk about a couple of the guns we brought out today, because there's like some mixed things about all these particular guns on the internet. So you got a Glock 27 365X, Ruger, it's the e9s, Taurus G2c, and this is a P80 Glock 19, and there's a 300 blackout pistol. So we're gonna see what we can get done with these today and talk about a little bit of differences in the pistols themselves. Not so much on this, but these a little bit more, because a lot of people seem to have a lot of questions about carrying them, and some of these don't compare at all, and some of them are kind of close to each other. So we'll talk about that a little bit today. So I guess we'll start with the G2c. The only thing that I really have to say about this gun, just like 90% of the other people on the internet, is the trigger is not the best, but it's also not the worst. I don't actually have that big a problem with it. For the price point of this gun, whether you're just keeping it as a extra, you're throwing it in your toolbox, you're throwing it in your camping bag, whatever you're using it for, there's not a whole lot with this that you can complain about. You can fit the O-Light to them, the PL Mini. They fit flush with the barrel. Overall, it's not a bad gun for the price point. If you need to get into like this style of handgun and you only got a couple $100, grab one of these. There's no real reason why that you cannot trust this gun. It's reliable. I've never personally had an issue with it. I've got a couple hundred rounds through it. So in my opinion, this is 100% a budget gun, but at the same time reliable enough to carry. You got a light for it, you've got the extra pinky extension, you can fit your whole palm on there. I have honestly no complaints. The safety doesn't really bother me. I don't personally use one, but someone like my wife that is still getting comfortable with carrying guns and different things likes that some of these have a manual safety. It's all about personal preference. Don't ever get hung up on one person's preferences over yours, because there's some guns that I hate that other people love, and there's some guns you hate that other people love. So it's going to be a round and around thing. So overall, the Taurus isn't bad for what it is. $200, can't go wrong. Throw another 80 to $100 for a light. I don't even remember how much I paid for this, but then you're good to go. So I think that's pretty much it for this. The one thing I do want to say before I start talking about something else is I recently picked up this Ruger, and this is like the closest thing that I personally own that is like a direct comparison, price point and quality point, to the G2c. They're around the same size. You're not going to get much of a difference. A little longer in the back, but overall the finger guard in this is a little bigger than this depth wise, so it's not that bad. Biggest difference here, we'll put this away. Biggest difference between this Ruger and that, the triggers are completely different styles. You got a very, very long pull on this, which isn't a bad thing. There's certain people like it, certain people don't. There's not really a wall to when it breaks, but overall it's you can't really complain. Again, manual safety, which I'm starting to realize on these budget guns is you run into a lot, is these manual safeties. on the more higher end guns, you don't seem to have them unless it's obviously 1911 or Springfield X series or something like that. This also, you got the pinky extension to where it allows you to get a full palm grip on there. I've got bigger hands, so I definitely need that, because without it, Jesus Christ, your pinky will just be floating there. So definitely, and this comes with the gun, you only get one. Okay. Also with this, the sights are milled into the slide, which to me, for a $200 gun, I really don't care. It doesn't really bother me either way. If you're that worried about the sights and you're gonna bitch about it, then buy a fucking better gun or carry something that you can change the sights out on. It's just, to me, bitching about something that you're paying a budget price for that works just fine, there's no issue with that to me. So the sights work fine for what they are. A lot of people paint this front. One thing I will say about this is I don't like that it has the mag drop safety. The gun won't fire without the magazine in it. So that's one thing that I don't personally like. But again, for 200 bucks, if it's something that you want to add to your collection because you don't have, or it's something you want to try out, or you only got 200 bucks and you need to buy a gun to protect yourself, can't go wrong with this. 9mm, super small. You can get your whole hand on it with that pinky extension again. So again, this one, for a budget between this and this, you're in the same price point. Only difference overall is this has got a rail and you can put the light on it. Other than that, oh, and you're talking capacity, you're talking 12 rounds and 6 rounds. So you're double the rounds, double stack, single stack. Also another big difference in these two guns. Same price point, damn near the same size. You get replaceable sights and adjustable sights on this. You can have a rail on this. So ultimately, aside from the name, because people have their own opinions about the shit, this is a better, just looking at what they offer, this is a better gun for the price point. You get double stack capacity, you get attachment for a light, you get just interchangeable sights. You have none of that with this. So overall, both good guns, but let's see what else we got going on. All right, now that we've talked about these two a little bit, we'll start talking about a little bit more. I mean, these are the price point's going to go up quite a bit. These guns are what I personally carry every day. So we'll talk about them a little bit and we'll kind of go from there. One is, I've carried this gun for a long time. Glock 27, 40 cal. It just, people don't like the capacity. They don't like how thick and heavy the gun is, but at the end of the day, it's all about preference, you guys. Me personally, this is my go-to. If I go anywhere, it doesn't matter if I'm in swim trunks or dressed up to go somewhere, this is what I'm gonna grab. It's my go-to. I use these Techniclips on a lot of my guns, especially my carry guns. They're the go-to. Some people don't like carrying them because you've got your trigger open. To me, I'm experienced enough and I trust myself well enough to where I don't even think about it. That's a non-issue. I've carried this gun for years and it is absolutely one of my favorites. It's got the pinky extension, double stack. You only got 9 rounds, not that big a deal. Without it, your pinky's going to be floating. It's nice and thick. It's the Glock 27. You haven't shot one, get one. That's all I really got to say about this because it's tried and true. It's a Glock 40 caliber. There's not much else to it. I run the stock sights on this for now. I have no real reason to change them. I ain't gonna miss with this gun, so there's just no question about it that this is hands down one of my favorite. It's an older one. It's a Gen 4. It's been around for a while, a few years old, but definitely a trusty. This one's never going anywhere. 40 caliber, my opinion, is the go-to. You got a lot of power behind it, and it's not as slow as the 45, so you really can't complain as far as the cartridge itself, you know. So again, I'm not a Glock fanboy. I love Glocks. It's not the only thing I'll shoot. This is one of the only Glocks I actually own. I have a 43. Do another video on that at another time. I don't have that out with me, but the Glock 27 40 cal Gen 4 9+1. You got these Techniclips. Great go-to. Also, let's talk a little bit about we'll talk about this one. SIG 365X. Again, Techniclip. Great gun. You got, I think, I don't even remember, 15 round capacity and flush mag, or no, I'm sorry, 12 round capacity with the flush mag, and then you got the 15 round with the little extension on it, which is nice for me because, again, I have bigger hands. So when you get on with that pinky extension, it really adds a lot with that 15 round for sure. Techniclip, they work great. They keep the guns where they need to go. I have them on everything that I carry. I'm not a big holster guy for the simple fact of they add a lot of bulk to the gun. Like, it'll make this gun out to here no matter what holster you put on it, and just, to me, it's added bulk for no reason. The 365X though, you got the red dot, you got night sights, you got capacity, you got damn near full-size grip. You can get the pinky on there with the X frame, because you got the 365 XL grip with the 365 lane slide with the red dot. I was kind of skeptical about this gun in the beginning because it's very slim. It's very slim compared to what I'm used to, especially against this Glock 27. You're talking huge difference. Granted, it's they're 40 cal and 9mm, so it's not really comparable in that sense. But I'm just trying to show what I'm used to carrying compared to how skinny this gun was. But after shooting it and after carrying it for a while, it's one of my favorites. It shoots very well. It's not snappy like a lot of some of these little guns are. That Ruger is kind of snappy, but it's not bad. The red dot, if you don't have one or if you've never shot with one, I really highly recommend you learn, because it'll definitely change your shooting game. I already shot with both eyes open, iron sights, before I ever learned with this. But going from that to this is just night and day. I love it. It's definitely a great thing to have. I don't necessarily need it. Like I said, I carry my 27, which is just iron sights, and you can go back and forth. In my opinion, I have no issue. I know other people that I know have zero issue, so that's not something that I would really worry about. But this, I think this is 750 with the red dot for the X model. There's nothing bad to say about this gun. Never had an issue. Runs great. You got the flat trigger. The trigger's great. It's one of those guns that's right out of the box. It's ready to go. Right out of the box. Super lightweight compared to some of these other guns. Very slim, and it's a SIG, dude. It's reliable. There's nothing bad to say about it. Okay, so we've done the G2c. We've done the e9s. We've done 365. We've done the Glock 27. I do have one other gun with me. P80 g19. Okay, so my thing is with these, I know even in my own gun community, the guys I know, there's a lot of up and down about polymer 80s and whether they're reliable and whether people like them. There's a lot of back and forth. I'm going to give you my opinion, because this specific gun I have carried for a long time. Okay, it was my everyday carry. I built this gun. It just works. I'm no professional gunsmith. I've been building guns for quite a while. I know my way around several models and different styles of guns that I could build. By no means am I a professional, but I do know what I'm doing to a certain extent. These guns, if they're done right, in my opinion, are just as reliable as anything else. Is there a lot of work? Yes, there is. Can everybody do it? No, they can't. Can anybody build one of these polymer 80s? Yes, they can. Anyone could. Is it going to be reliable? No. There's certain things you've got to change. There's certain things you've got to make sure are correct, or the gun is not going to run right. But that aside, I think this one's got the Terran Tactical magazine extension with the flush fit mag. I believe it's 20 or 21 rounds. Solid. Okay. Again, you have the PL Mini. This one's got a Zafri Precision barrel in it. It's also got night sights in it. I don't remember really what they are. I think they're True Glows. But they're great. This one's cut for a red dot, but I haven't put one on it yet, just for the simple fact of yeah, they're expensive, you know, and I haven't had the real need to put one on there yet, and I've been spending money other places. I actually did the stippling on this gun. Yeah, this is my first one ever done. I think it turned out not too bad. I like them really coarse. So when I am using it and carrying it, I like to be able to feel it in my hand. I don't like these guns that have a real, see, that's one thing with the SIG. It's so smooth. The texture is not aggressive at all. And I hate that. I'm going to get this one stippled or get another module at one point, but not really a priority. Yeah, this gun shoots great. It's double serrated. It's got night sights. It's cut for an optic. It's got a fluted barrel in it, flush fit, fluted and crowned. So it's overall it runs great. I've never had a problem with this gun. Yeah, and everybody knows you can run any size magazine in this fucking thing. You can throw the drum in it if that's really what you want to do. It don't really matter. So this is one of those versatile guns. It doesn't matter what kind of day you're having, you can get it done any way you want. No matter what kind of day you're having. You have candy bar day, 33 round. You can do the drum mag, 50 rounds. This is one of those super versatile guns. So it's definitely, it's a Glock 19 ultimately. I haven't bought a Glock 19 I've never had to. This runs just fine. I don't have problems with it. I've carried it for a long time. There's thousands of rounds through this gun. I would trust it with my life. So for the people out there debating on building one, or just questioning the reliability of one they have built, just make sure it's done right. Maybe take it to a gunsmith, have them check it out, make sure the work that you've done was correct, and have them make any adjustments that's needed. But to me, it's another polymer gun. Just like any of these guys, it runs great. It'll get the job done for you. And it's also, I carry this. It prints a little bigger because obviously it's not as small as anything like this, and the magwell's a lot longer, especially with this Terran Tactical extension. But overall, like carry wise, for me, this is kind of where it stops. If I'm gonna go out, no matter where it's at, one of these is gonna be on me no matter what. And that's just what it is. I have like I kind of play favorites, I guess. Sometimes I want to flip a coin and shit, but I grab this one all the time. It's most of the time between these now. This one I've had for so long, it kind of just sits in the safe these days. But this one is also one I've had for a long time. But when it comes to carrying, one of these three for me, definitely a good choice. 9mm, 40 cal, doesn't matter. They're all going to do the same thing as long as you put them where they need to go. So that's definitely my opinion. I'm no professional. I don't know everything, but I do own all these guns together, which I haven't seen a video where people are trying to compare these guns, but they don't have one or the other. Here's all these together. If any of you guys have any questions or about any of these or anything, just hit me up, drop a comment or whatever. I do have the 300 blackout pistol, but I think I'm going to do that on a different video. If you guys have any questions, just let me know. This is my first video. I may do some more. I don't know. I come out here quite a bit. I don't have the luxury of having somewhere where I can shoot at home quite yet, but yeah, we'll more videos to come, you guys. Stay safe out there. Okay, so just gonna take a couple shots with the 365X, show you guys what's going on. The G2c, take a couple shots. Also, a shooter, can't really go wrong. Budget gun, you can't beat this. All right, the e9s, we'll take a couple shots. Not bad. Can't really beat it. Another budget gun. No problems. Runs like a champ. P80, G19. Take a couple shots. I fucking love this gun. Build one. You won't regret it. Just do it right. Use good parts. Okay, I only got my carry ammo for this. I'm not gonna just fucking waste it. Glock 27 though, get you one if you don't have one. Those of you that do have one of these know what I'm talking about. This is definitely my go-to. Nothing but good things about this gun.